So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kalispera. Thank you very much for the introduction, the invitation, and the award. A huge thank you to the whole Muhammad Ali Foundation team for inviting me here today. It's a huge honor to be among you today. Over the last 20 years, my father and his friends, they have been complaining that they catch less fish, but at the same time, they find more and more plastic in the sea. This is why, together with a friend, we decided to train unemployed people into sustainable fishing. But even though I'm coming from a family of fishermen, I'm probably the worst fisherman in Greece. So in the process of creating the curriculum, we went on various fishing trips. And then I was shocked to see that the fishers were not only collecting fish with their nets, but also plastic, a lot of it. In our first catch, we got like a soda drink that had expired back in 1987. And while I was looking at that, the fisherman took it from my hand and threw it back in the sea. And he told me, this is not our problem. But all the studies indicate that by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the sea. So we realized that there is no need to get there new fishers if we don't do something about that. So we decided to act. But how can you convince fishers to do something they have never done before? How can you convince people to invest in something that has never happened before? I believe by focusing on what you can change and not on what you cannot. Most people cannot change the past or the weather, but they spend so much of their energy trying to do that. I believe we should spend our energy into changing our thoughts and actions. The first person you need to convince that you can make an impact is yourself. Then you can interact with your communities, adapt your solution, create value for them, and convince them to join your movement. By doing that, we convinced our local fishing community to start fishing for plastic. And they started to bring back vast amounts of plastic. But people were still reluctant to invest in that. And at that time, I needed to face a huge dilemma. Should we continue, or should we just stop and quit? Well, I decided to continue and invest every single year that I had earned before into not only maintaining our project, but scaling it, creating a movement. Soon after that decision, I went with Monique, my girlfriend, for a coffee. And then I tried to get some money from the ATM, and the ATM wouldn't give me money. So I checked my bank account, and I had around $4 in my name at that time. So, Monique, you're there. Thank you very much for standing by me and for supporting me in these difficult times. But when you are sure that you create an impact, when your community feels that impact, something magical is happening. You have that flame inside your soul, that flame in your eyes. You are on fire. And this is what makes people trust you. Soon after, we got the funding that we needed, and even the pandemic couldn't slow us down. Over the first lockdown, we quadrupled in revenue and impact by focusing on what we can change. Soon after, as you've seen, we received the Young Champion of the Earth Award by the United Nations. And as I said in the video, we expanded outside of the Mediterranean. And now we are working with more than 2,000 fishers in Greece, Italy, and Kenya, who are fishing for plastic daily, creating one of the biggest ocean plastic cleanups in Europe and Africa. And as of last week, we have collected more than 1 million pounds from the ocean. And we are turning this plastic into new sustainable products, like these socks, that allows us to generate extra revenue and job opportunities to these communities. One of my role models is Muhammad Ali, who by deciding to stand for what was right, was not afraid to jeopardize even his whole career. He taught me that one person who stands for what is right can create a movement. By focusing on what you can change, step by step, you'll see that you can shake the world. Thank you very much.